Welcome to part 2 of the essential AI tools for 2026. Let's jump right in. Last time we spoke about the need for an AI policy. I can't encourage this enough. It is your framework, your scaffolding that ensures everyone within your organization uses AI in the correct way that has been aligned to your organization's values as well as rules and criteria. So if you don't have an AI policy yet, please do take the time to get one. There's many templates available online, including on the AI Impact Hub. Last video, we looked at chatbots. I think the fundamental, most important AI tool that is available to us. We also looked at voice transcription tools, which can just save you so much time in terms of not needing to type out everything. You can just speak. AI can format it. It can clean up all the ums and ahs. It's just a real effective way of saving time and one of the tools that I use the most. In today's video, we're going to look at meeting transcription tools because I think this flows on quite nicely from the voice transcription, especially if you are having a lot of meetings, either internally or externally. These can be used for both. Again, with permission, it needs to be included in your AI policy. And if you are using these tools externally, you do require permission. And there's quite a few available to us now. We are quite spoiled for choice. I've got a list of the most popular ones here, but there is others as well. Even some of the voice transcription tools we looked at last week include meeting transcriptions in them. I know Mac Whisper does. And other tools like ChatGPT, if you're on the business plan, that has a meeting transcription tool in it. So you may find that one of the tools that you already use has this. Alternatively, we have a whole variety of others. Fireflies is very popular. I see a lot of people using this. And look, most of them work in a similar way. They have an AI join your meeting. So you'll have another participant in your meeting called Fireflies AI. And this participant will be recording the meeting, transcribing it, and then providing you with a summary at the end. There is a couple that work a little bit differently that we'll look at in a second. But you can see here we've got the transcript on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, we've got a nice summary, lots of integrations to other tools. This is what makes this really useful. We can integrate into your calendar, so it automatically transcribes and records the minute a meeting starts. You can connect it to your CRM. You can even connect it to Zapier and other APIs, so you can get that transcript or that summary afterwards and put it into a Slack channel or put it into an email or get AI to then draft the action items from it and put it in your Asana. So many things we can do with this now, which again, just saves so much time and effort. The other thing I really love about this is just having that historical record. I often refer back to meetings. I'm like, oh, what was said then? And I can just quickly pull up that transcript and ask AI to find something that happened or that was said within that. And it does such a good job. So we've got, it says 95% accurate, 100 plus languages, speaker recognition. And I will just say that these tools that join as a participant in the meeting do have much better speaker recognition than some of the others that we're going to look at a little bit later. Very generous plans as well. You can start on a free plan with unlimited transcriptions. We do have limited AI summaries and, 800 minutes of storage per seat, but you can just scale from there and very affordable, especially considering how long it often takes to make all those notes in the meetings. Fathom is very similar. Again, here we can see that they are, promoting their security, SOC 2, Type 2 audited, HIPAA compliant. Very similar. We've got a summary, a transcript. You can ask Fathom, so you can ask AI about it. This one does do some other things as well. You can see who speaks the longest. So if you're a rambler, it could be helpful for a bit of personal reflection as well. And similarly, we've got a whole range of integrations here: HubSpot, Asana, Slack, Zoom, Google Meet, Zapier again. And you can just get that transcript out and use it as you need. Similarly, we've got a very generous free plan and then premium tier and businesses, and lots of them do also offer non-profit discounts. So honestly, just find one that you like and use it. You can even download a few, try them out for a week each, and go from there. Otter seems to be a little bit more expensive. This was one of the original ones. Okay, the annual plan's not that bad, but yeah, if you drop down to monthly, it does seem to increase. But we've got a free version with 300 monthly transcription minutes, so not unlimited. But again, very, very powerful tool. We've got, again, very similar to the others, all work in a similar way. We've got the Otter AI agent joining the meeting. Then we've got two others that are slightly different. We've got Granola and we've got Shadow. And what I like about these is these don't actually join your meeting as a participant. They record your system audio and then will transcribe it and provide you a summary as well. What's great about Granola is you can actually add notes as well, and then it is enhanced or enriched with the transcript. So you can see a bit of an example here. They just jotted down a couple of notes in the meeting, and then all of a sudden the AI enhanced version actually adds so much more context to it based on the content that happened in that conversation. So this is really nice. As I said, you don't have that feeling of kind of like intrusion sometimes with that AI agent being part of that call. But again, still encourage you to ask for permission to record those calls. It can record confidential information. Also a little bit pricier, starting at $14 per month and only available for Mac. And then next up we have Shadow. This is actually the tool that I use, my preferred tool. Again, very similar. We've got the ability to join, not be part of the meeting. So no bot, autopilot mode, speaker identification. Speaker identification does not work as well because it's not joining the meeting and actually recording, see who's speaking when, because it's just relying on system audio. This is one of the problems I do find with this. Sometimes you can have a meeting just with you and one other person and it identifies like 6-7 speakers, and like there was not 6 or 7 speakers. Thankfully, AI is really good at actually understanding and being able to work with that. So I can often just drop that into ChatGPT and say something like, there was only 2 speakers, clean this up, and it can do a good job. A lot more affordable as well. We're looking at something like $8 per user per month, and everything's unlimited. What I also like about this is this runs a local model on your computer, so everything can stay completely private. Nothing needs to leave your computer to actually go and get processed in the cloud servers. You can enable that for summaries and what they call skills, but if you're looking for something that's a little bit more private, this can be a very good addition. So a whole range. As I said, we're spoiled for choice. It's really just about finding one that you like the most. One great idea is just to download each one of them, try them for a week or a couple of meetings each, and then just go with that one. Or if your organization already has a tool, I encourage you to start using it. You just find so much value in, as I said, having that historical record of that transcription, as well as just being able to work with it directly after a meeting, quickly get out action items, summaries, and even leverage it for future meetings. Moving on to our final tool, our final recommended tool for 2026 is Notebook LM. This is honestly one of the most incredible tools that has been developed. It's from Google, and it's free for anyone with a Gmail account or if you're on the Google Workspace. In the last video, we did a big comparison of the different plans and the additional value you get being on the paid business plan. But what really makes Notebook LM so useful is that you provide it with the resources that you want it to leverage. And so let's jump in and you can actually have a look. And this is an example of one. There was a great report that came out late last year from InfoExchange. It was all about digital technology in the not-for-profit sector. And you can see a very comprehensive report, lots and lots of information and graphs. And I was like, wow, this is fantastic. But also just want to engage with it in a different way. And so I added that as a source to my Notebook LM. And you can have a whole range of sources. They can be PDF files, websites, YouTube videos, documents from your Google Drive, or just copy in text. And you can even use web search within Notebook or deep research within here to get more context. But you are providing the context, and then we are using an intelligence layer to be able to engage with that. So here I can say, how many nonprofits have an AI policy? So I know that within this report, there was a big discussion around how many nonprofits have an AI policy. And so we can actually see now it's going to refer back to that document, extract that, and then provide citations. So only 14% of nonprofit organizations that they surveyed had an AI policy. That's why I continuously bang on about it. But what's nice here, you can see the actual citations, what sections amongst that PDF was that data found, and then how it's actually presented to us in a really nice way. So you can engage with content. You have a lot less risk of hallucinations because we have these citations, because we are providing the sources. And then we have the most fun part, which is this studio. And this just keeps getting more and more feature rich. We can just do so much more in this platform. We first started off with podcasts, these audio overviews. And now you can actually tweak them to a whole range of different customizations. You can have a debate. You can critique the content. You can choose different lengths. Languages is immense. You can see a whole range of different languages. And you can even ask the AI to focus on specific topics or narrate it in a specific style. Bring in analogies of a topic that you are familiar with. One fun one that I did a while back was, it was all about prompting, an AI prompting notebook. And I said, relate everything to gardening. And so I got this whole analogy about how prompting is like gardening and using the seeds and preparing the soil. And so anything that you like, a topic that you like, you can have AI use that as an analogy. We've got mind maps, we've got reports, slide decks is new using the new Nano Banana Pro model. We've got infographics, very similar, incredible, quizzes, flashcards, data tables, and the new video overviews, which again gives us some functionality in terms of looking at the different styling, looking at the format of it, as well as the focus. Now let's look at a few of these. So we've got the mind map. This is very useful to get a visual representation of the documentation that you've provided. And you can click on any of these. So let's see what were the priorities and challenges. So the top priorities have shifted from 2020, that shifted from 2023. And the biggest challenges that have remained consistent. So funding, access to affordable, skilled technical resources, increased operating costs. Okay, and we can also then expand on any of these, and we can even click on any of these. So let's click on something like affordable staff training, and this will then actually prompt that AI model in this chat interface in the middle, and then provide us with more information based on that topic. So it just pre-populates it, discuss what these sources say about affordable staff training, and we can continue this conversation from here. You can save it to a note, copy it out, etc. So mind map, very useful, especially as a visual representation. Let's now look at, what do we got here? An infographic. So this was using the new Nano Banana Pro model, and very cool, very cool. We've got a real one-page infographic that could be used on social media, could be used in emails, could be used on websites to give a quick summary of the report. And just see the text here is perfect. This is one of the things that really stood out with this new Nano Banana Pro model, is just how good it is with text. And what I love about this as well is you can download this, you could upload it to Canva, you can actually extract the text and make any changes that you would like. So if you just want to use this as a design style, but you want to go and edit some of the text that's actually shown here, put it into Canva, use the AI tools in there to actually extract that information and then edit it. Next up, let's look at a little slide deck, again using Nano Banana Pro. We've got digital technology in the nonprofit sector, 10th anniversary edition. You can just see, if you need to make like a quick presentation, just especially for something internal, I think this is a great tool to use. You just see everything is just looks so professional. We've got great text. We've got great imagery and graphs and things like that. And what's coming is that these are going to be editable. So at the moment, it's not editable. Once it becomes editable, I think it's going to really transform what we can do with it. But it's a great starting point just to have a quick slide deck that you can use. Let's move on to some of my favorite ones, the podcast and the video. So I'm going to play a bit of the podcast that you can actually hear it now.
Where they stand now. We're looking for the big trends, their current priorities, and some of the critical vulnerabilities.
Exactly. And the biggest long-term story, the foundational one, has to be the mass adoption of cloud technology.
Well, absolutely. I mean, if you look back at 2015, only 24% of NFPs were using the cloud in any form.
That number is almost unimaginable now. Today, 87%.
Okay, so you can hear really high quality, this conversational style podcast discussing the content that you have provided. You can also download the Notebook LM app on your phone, listen to these podcasts while you're driving or at the gym. It's a great way to get more comfortable with content without necessarily having to read it all. And last up, let's have a quick look at the video. Again, really high quality.
Today on The Explainer, we're diving into a decade of tech evolution for nonprofits. For thousands of nonprofits, the answer is technology, but the landscape is changing incredibly fast. This 10th anniversary report from...
Okay, so we've got slides, we've got imagery, we've got the voiceover. Again, a great way to consume and digest content, especially when you have multiple sources on a single topic. You can curate your knowledge that you're bringing in here and then develop these personal learning resources and videos and slideshows for yourself. So Notebook LM definitely is one of the most important tools for 2026. And we are seeing a lot more integration coming with Notebook LM and the other Google platform. So getting comfortable with this platform now will really set you up for the future. So it was very hard to pick just 4 types of tools to encourage you to explore for 2026, especially when there are so many available. There's a website called There's an AI for That, and it's now tracked over 45,000 AI tools. But one of the best places to come is just check out the leaderboard. And this is where you can see some of the most well-rated AI tools. Obviously some that we've already looked at, like ChatGPT and Gemini, Notebook LM. But there's a whole range of others that may spark your curiosity. Perplexity is great. Suno is one of my favorite to create music. We've got Flute, 11 Labs, Leonardo, an image generation tool, Gamma, which can create slide decks for you, Napkin, which is so good with little visual representations, infographic style for documentation, Cursor for coding, Sora for videos, same for VO3, Midjourney. So the list goes on. There's a whole range of ones to explore. So don't stop at these 4. I encourage you to have a curiosity mindset, to explore, experiment, and play. That is one of the best ways to learn about AI. But hopefully this video has given you a good foundation about where to start. Notebook LM, meeting transcription tools, voice transcription tools, and AI chatbots. As always, if you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.